Hi, good morning. So I wanted to show you this, one of my daughters who is always making stuff for me. And it's total coincidence that she put her in a black shirt and pulled her bangs up because that's exactly what I'm wearing today. Although she does have kind of an interesting connection. I don't know if they call it the 100th monkey theory. I was doing this reading one time and she came up with some really weird stuff, and it was like exactly what was in my reading, and she was nowhere near me. And look, she gave it colorful hair and pulled its hair up. So, oh, red lipstick. Maybe I should put red lipstick on. Not today, but maybe tomorrow. Thank you, kitty, wherever you are. Okay, today is October 26th. Let's see what today's wisdom is about. And I know you can hear my roosters in the background. The daughter that gave me this, that's her rooster, and she loves it, and his name is Pomegranate, and it is the ugliest rooster you've ever seen. He does have a really pretty tail, but he's what's called a turkin. So he looks like he has a really bad toupee on, and then he's just like red skin all the way down to like his fluffy sweater and beautiful tail. But she loves him, so we keep him. Okay, the effort to listen. What is so important that we have time to read all the books on love and relationships, but we do not have time to listen to the heart of our lover? Oh, boom, right there. Yeah, but I mean, I feel like if you're even reading books on that, then you're a step ahead. But taking the time to listen to your partner is mucho importante, very important. So if you're not doing that, do it. All right, that was written by Molly Bass. We all suffer at times from the effort to study something instead of living it, or from the effort to fix or advise rather than to listen or to hold. But as the theologian Paul Tillich puts it, the first duty of love is to listen. When I think of the times I have truly listened in my life, to the sea's endless lapping, to the sighs of my grandmother when she thought no one was near, or to the pains of others that I have caused, it is receiving these simple truths that has made me a better man. So often when we refuse to listen, we become obsessed with remaking the world in our own image, rather than opening the spirit within us to the spirit of what is. At the deepest level, ours is not to make ourselves heard, but to be still enough to hear. Holy moly, that is so important. As the Native American elder Henderson says, to truly listen is to risk being changed forever. Ooh, I like that. Ooh, mindful moment is really easy today, so mindful moment. During your day, take 5 minutes and stop making, stop doing, stop thinking, and just listen. That's the good stuff right there. And so I've mentioned before that I've started a podcast, but I plan to get a few more up this week. Most of my topics will be around metaphysics and paranormal stuff, mental health, momming, because I mom so hard. No, I don't. I mom by the seat of my pants, and it's only because I have such great kids that we're still all alive and mostly sane. And ethnogenic plants, or what in my profession as a shaman is known as plant medicine. So ethnogenic plants, psychedelic plants, things like that. Hold on, I gotta yell at my kids. You're too loud! So when people ask me about my spirit guides or the things that I know, how did I learn that? well, I didn't. I mean, I'm sure there was always a connection from when I was little, but I think all little kids have that connection. And then, society just kind of conditions us out of it. So once I was an adult, I still would say that I had kind of a special connection. I always felt very connected to God and Jesus. Like, I know God's voice. I know God's voice. It's something. But when my mom passed away, I believe she spent time going and finding other spirits or ascended masters and angels and non-ordinary realm beings that were to be my guides. And then it was like she kicked open some door that could not be closed, and she was like, no, we're coming in. And so my mom was half deaf, and something that was very important to her, because a lot of noise was overwhelming, she required me to be quiet a lot as a child. Which, can you imagine me as a child trying to be quiet? But we lived up in the mountains, and it was important to be quiet, not only for her sanity, but because bears could be stalking us, or mountain lions, and she needed to be able to hear out of her one ear, branches cracking, or that sound that mountain lions make when they're stalking. It's a particular sound. Or a bear, that heavy breathing that they do when they're moving fast. So my mom definitely taught me to be quiet. And then she had got me a kitten, and the kitten, when we would go for walks, would get out ahead of us, and he would listen. And if he heard something, he would stop and he would look. And then, so we would watch him to know, like, okay, is it safe to proceed? Or is he telling us to get the heck out of here? So I credit my mom for teaching me to be quiet, and my cat from back in the day for teaching me how to listen. And so while I do believe I have a very extraordinary connection to my guides and those non-ordinary realms, it's not because I'm so special. It's because my mom set that up for me. And the only other thing that might be special is that I listen. Listening is such a big deal. It's such a big deal. And I think probably everybody has that ability to live in that kind of world. I kind of call it, the voices or the non-ordinary realms. But I've recently come across some other people who refer to it as the third space, which is so brilliant to me. Of course, it's the third space, but listening is really the only extraordinary skill that I have. And I only have it because of my mom and a cat. So that's that. So I'm gonna list my podcast in the description below. If you're interested, click on it, listen to it. If you've already listened to it, thank you. I appreciate so much. I am trying to get several episodes out so that if it's fun for you or interesting, you've got a few to listen to. And if not, you can just click it on by. But I thank you for showing up. Water. Thank you for being a good listener.